Welcome to Head Creator Radio, where Afro-Caribbean roots meet vibrant sounds.
Ever wonder how a big global movement lands differently? Finds its own unique beat in a specific place.
Yeah, like it takes on the local flavor.
Exactly. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a story maybe not many people know. Rastafari in Dominica.
And our guide is Ras Albert Williams' book, Dread Rastafari and Ethiopia. It's quite the historical analysis.
Right. Think of this as getting the core insights from what's called a definitive historical report on Rasta in Dominica.
Focusing specifically on, the 70s up to around 2010?
Yeah, that key period. And the author, Williams, he's not just an observer, is he?
No, not at all. He's a historian, a writer, sure, but he's been deep in the Dominican Rastafari community since he was 12.
Wow, since 12.
Yeah, part of the River Clare community, even worked as a journalist there, so it's very much an insider's view.
So he's aiming to clear up some myths, maybe, some misunderstandings.
Definitely, about the movement there and, how it connects more broadly, too.
Okay, so let's jump right in. A really critical time seems to be this Dread Act era.
Ah, yes. The Prohibited and Unlawful Societies and Associations Act, 1974. Everyone just called it the Dread Act.
And the intention was pretty stark, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The book says it was clearly meant to, quote, disgrace and eliminate the dreads. No bones about it.
Strong words. But here's where it gets interesting, kind of ironic. This act, designed to crush the movement, it actually ended up doing something else.
Well, yeah. Williams argues it sort of paradoxically gave the Dominican Rastafari community a stronger sense of legitimacy, almost.
How so? Like setting them apart?
Exactly. It forged this really distinct identity, maybe different from, say, their counterparts in Jamaica. Facing that kind of direct state opposition seemed to galvanize them.
Right, that pressure cooker effect.
Precisely. State repression sometimes backfires, doesn't it? Yeah. It can build incredible unity and purpose within a group that feels targeted.
So those government crackdowns, obviously terrible for the people involved.
Likely fostered that stronger collective bond.
Yeah.
And that unity, it fueled their fight back.
Which brings us to the legal side of things. They didn't just take it, did they?
Not at all. The book highlights some really significant legal battles. The community actively used the courts to challenge discrimination.
That's a crucial part of their story then, fighting for their rights within the system.
Absolutely. And they weren't completely alone in this,
international help?
Yeah, international advocacy groups played a really vital role, supporting Rastafarians who were imprisoned, pushing for fair treatment, bringing outside eyes to the situation.
Okay, let's shift slightly. Central to Rastafari, globally, is repatriation. Ethiopia. How did that play out specifically for Rastafarians in Dominica, according to Williams?
Well, it's never just about, packing bags and moving. It's profoundly intellectual, cultural, spiritual.
Right, more than geography.
Much more. For Dominican Rastas, Ethiopia, and obviously Emperor Haile Selassie I, holds enormous symbolic power. It's that connection to Africa, the spiritual homeland. It's absolutely core to their identity.
And that African identity itself, it remains strong.
Oh, enduringly so. Williams shows how it infuses everything, their culture, their beliefs, their social life. It's a constant presence.
The book also points to specific people, key events.
Yes, and that really brings the history to life. You see how individual stories reflect the bigger picture. People like Eric Joseph, his release in 2008 is mentioned.
And Kabinda Habre Selassie, also known as Desmond Trotter.
Right. His experience really embodies the challenges the community faced. The book delves into his historic trial, suggesting it might have been, politically motivated.
And Williams actually interviewed him for the book.
He did. That personal testimony adds such a powerful layer, doesn't it? Moves it beyond just dates and laws. You get the human reality.
It sounds like the research behind this was pretty extensive.
Oh, definitely. Williams didn't just rely on secondary sources. He dug into archives, conducted personal interviews.
Primary sources, too. Like first-hand stuff.
Yeah, first-hand narratives, old newspaper clippings, legal documents, really getting to the raw materials of the history.
And visually.
There are archival photos, illustrations, even a glossary of terms from that Dread era, which is helpful, plus a timeline. It's very thorough.
So, wrapping this up, what's the real importance of this book, this work?
I think its main value is shedding light on a piece of Rastafari history that's often overlooked. Dominica's story is unique.
So it fills a gap.
A significant one. It could easily be a foundational text for anyone studying Caribbean history, social movements, religion in the region.
And it documents that struggle, right?
Yeah.
A marginalized community pushing for justice.
Absolutely. And it's noted as the first full-length critical exposition on the rise of Rasta in Dominica. Plus, the fact it's had multiple editions, growing significantly in size from 2010 to 2025.
Shows its ongoing relevance.
Exactly. It's become a landmark publication for Dominica's own history.
Okay, so the big picture. Rastafari in Dominica took a unique path, shaped by things like the Dread Act.
Fueled by the community's own resilience.
And grounded in those deep spiritual beliefs about Africa and Ethiopia.
And it's striking, isn't it, how that specific local context, the politics, the social pressures, created something distinct, unexpected outcome.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about how these big global movements aren't monolithic. They interact with local realities in ways that can really change them.
Yeah, leading to surprising results and leaving these lasting marks on communities fighting for their place.
A powerful thought to leave with. Always look for those local nuances within the big sweeps of history. They tell you so much.
Couldn't agree more. That's where the richest understanding often lies.